Hello, a very good evening to all of you. And I see so many of you here, and thank you so much for switching on your videos as well. Lovely to see your faces. I understand most of you are finishing your school and you're quickly joined for the safety quest here. So good job. Thank you so much for joining in on Friday evening. Okay, so first of all, welcome to all of you for being part of Safety Quest 2022. This is presented by the Arundhati Foundation, QShala, and all the prizes for today are sponsored by Roshni Philanthropes. Okay, and I can see a lot of questions on my chat box. Do not worry, we will answer all of them for you, and all the links will definitely be sent. Okay, do not worry about it. Yes, I understand so many of you are so excited that you'd want to annotate on the screen also, but it will be disabled. Do not worry. Okay, so now that all of you are here, I know it is 5 o'clock already. What I'd want all of you to do is close your eyes, and for the next 2 minutes, there'll be a music that will be playing. Calm yourself. Okay, and let's all breathe in and breathe out. I'll also be doing it along with all of you. So quickly close your eyes, everyone. This is so that I know all of you are very, very excited for the quiz, right? So before we go into that, let's all calm ourselves down. So everybody close your eyes. The music will start playing now. All that I'd want you all to do is take deep breath in and deep breath out. In through your nose, out through your mouth. Once more. Let's all do another round of breathing exercise. Breathe in and breathe out. Okay, let us all open our eyes. I see so many smiles. I know all of you are very, very excited. And on that note, before we get right into the quiz, there are a couple of instructions that I have to give all of you, right? I understand for some of you, video is not turning on. That is totally all right. All of you have been muted by default. You will not be able to unmute yourselves. If there is any doubt or any question, apart from what is the game pin, ma'am, don't worry, we will show you the game pin. So apart from that, if there are any doubts or any questions, put it on the chat box for me. And whenever we take your name to say anything out loud, that is when you can unmute yourself, right? So that is with respect to mute. And also make sure that you rename yourself. All of you have joined in through whatever that you've registered with. But if say the name that is showing for you is some sort of a device name or anything of that sort, just make sure that you rename yourself. All that you can do is go to the participant list. The first name would be your name. Okay, so that is with respect to renaming yourself. Now, to introduce about the Arundhati Foundation, about Safety Quest, I'd like to invite Mr. Sanjay Tambekar on the virtual stage, please.
Good evening, everyone, and welcome to Safety Quest 2022. Just a little background on the Arundhati Foundation. In 2014, on 9th of September, we lost our dear daughter Arundhati in a horrific road accident. And she was studying to be a doctor. Now, every day, 400 people lose their lives on our roads. But these statistics really mean nothing when it comes to losing a loved one. We miss Arundhati every single day. But through this Arundhati Foundation, we work to make our roads safer. And we believe it is through young people like you that we can make a difference. Can we go to the next slide? So we began Safety Quest in 2017. This was in Bangalore. And after the COVID pandemic broke out, we experimented with an online format, and we have continued with it since it allows us to cover many more cities across India. As you see over here, the safety quest is really a search for safety. It's a pursuit of safety. It's a journey towards safety. So it doesn't really end in some ways. What we are doing today is a fun way of learning. Some new techniques, some principles, science behind safety. And you will also see some innovations, the applications of science and technology to improve safety. So just keep an open mind. And also, just go ahead. And also wanted to share with you that, there are very, very interesting and innovative things that are coming out of young people like you, right? Some of them have demonstrated innovative thinking and created safety solutions. Some of them have shown exceptional leadership in guiding others to safety. These are young children just like you. And I'm sharing this just to let you know that even as children, you can make a big difference. Whether it is about how you conduct yourself in a daily life, whether it is at school or at work or at home, in public places, please become a safety ambassador and demonstrate a positive attitude towards safety and safety behavior. So with that, let me not stand in the way. I'll hand it over to Anaga to take it forward for Safety Quest 2022.
Thank you so much, sir. With that, next bit is about the prizes. So prizes for today are sponsored by Roshni Nilekani Philanthropes. So one thing that all of you, so let's take a look at what the prizes are. But before that, so get your copy to help you on your curiosity quest. This is a book by Roshni Nilekani called Samaj, Sarkar and Bazaar. So the link to download this book for free completely is on the chat box for all of you. So take a look at it. This is a collection of Roshni Nilekani's speeches about all these three, that is the society, state, and markets. So that is Samaj, Sarkar, and Bazaar. Okay. So what is at stake today? What are the prizes for today? Are these? First prize winner will get a 20,000 rupees worth Amazon voucher. Second prize winner gets 15,000 worth Amazon voucher. And third prize winner gets 10,000 rupees worth Amazon voucher. There are also two consolation prizes worth rupees 2,500, again, Amazon vouchers each. And all of you participants, everybody who are part of the quest today will get digital certificates, right? So with that, let's move on to the curiosity partner. So that is us, QShala. So what we do is we conduct quizzes and we try to build on your curiosity and take you on a fun quest, right? So curiosity has taken us to so many different places. And one thing that I should definitely tell you all is it has taken us to Antarctica, right? The coldest continent. And so we have a Limca Book of Records for having conducted a quiz on Antarctica. And not just Antarctica, we thought, hey, let's go around the globe. So we have a Limca Book of Records for conducting a quiz on all the different continents of the world, right? And I think most of you are also part of the QShala family quizzes that happen on Sundays. So lovely to see you all back here. Yes, quick heads up now, jumping right into what we are to do. So please unmute yourself only when you're asked. Share your answers on Kahoot, right? So we'll be sharing the link on the chat box for all of you. Join back if you get logged out, right? So what Kahoot does is Kahoot declares the leaderboard immediately, right? Based on your speed and accuracy, right? So it is important that you give the right answer, but along with that, you have to give the answer very, very quickly. That is very important. Now, what we suggest is to have two different devices. So one being the device that you've already joined in, that is the, say if you've joined on a laptop or even a phone also, that is already that you've joined on Zoom. The second device can be your phone, right? And that is where you will be punching in your answers. Okay, hope you have all of that. You don't need to download any new app, children. It is fine if you have only one device. You would have to just be shifting between tabs, that's all, right? So that's totally all right, but we just recommend you to have 2 devices. So go to your browsers, say on your phones or your laptops, go to your browser. That can be Safari, Google, Mozilla Firefox, anything, any browser. In the address line, type in www.kahoot.it. Okay, so once you type in kahoot.it, it will start asking you for a game pin. Hold on, we'll share the game pin in just a bit, right? And then it'll ask you for a nickname. Request you to kindly give your full name, your registered name only, and also it'll ask you for your email address. So give all of these and then you will be ready. Now coming to what are the different kinds of questions that will be there. So first one will be a type answer kind, that is, there'll be space, you will literally have to type the answers. Then a puzzle kind where you move the block so that you can arrange it in the order that is asked. Direct question, that is an MCQ essentially. So 4 different options will be there. You'll have to choose the right one. And the other one would be true or false, right? A statement will be given. If it is true, click on true. If it is false, you can click on false, okay? Another quick request, if any doubts are there, you can all put it on the chat box for me so that I can answer it for all of you, right? If you raise your hands, I will not be able to take them, right? So we will share the game pin in just a bit. There you go. There's the game pin. It is okay if your video is off. That is totally all right. So here's the game pin for all of you. That is 2744381. Okay, all that you will have to do is, go to your browser, type in www.kahoot.it, then type in the game pin, that is 2744381. Okay. Now there will be multiple rounds in the quiz and different kinds of questions. In total, we will be taking 25 questions. Okay, so you will be answering all of them. There are various different kinds of questions. The game pin is right on your screen, children. So that is 2744381. Do not give a space between the 2 different 4s. Okay. Once you type in the game pin, it'll ask you for your email address. Type in your email address, then it'll ask you for your nickname. Give your actual name. Request is that give your full name as much as possible. I can see, say, Vishnu has written Vishnu #1. Instead of that, maybe give your full name so that it will help us in getting back to you. Tamara has a very interesting question. She says, my full name doesn't fit. So how many ever characters that it will take, right? You can give so many, okay? So that is one quick request. We already have 93 of you who have joined on Kahoot. Now, remember, children, there will be a timer for every question, right? So make sure that you punch in the answers before the timer runs out, okay? And also, if you get logged out, do not worry, join with the same name, right? Vishnu has sent me a message on chat saying Vishnu #1 is Vishnu Shri Guru Ganesh. Got it. Thank you so much for that. Right. If Kahoot doesn't take the same name that you would have given before, make sure that you add a number, like say 1 or 2 in the end. Okay. In that way, it'll be helpful for us to track you back. Okay. Vishnu Siddhartha says, I am the other Vishnu. Thank you so much for that. Lovely, lovely. With that, if we are logged out, will our answers be in? So if you get logged out, your answers will not exactly go in. So basically, it will be considered as 2 different players. So you will have to let us know if you get logged out and all of that. Okay. With that, we have 120 of you already. Let us start off. All the best to all of you. This is Safety Quest 2022. And with that, here's your first round. Round 1 is called the potpourri round. This will have 5 different questions and you will have to type down your answers. The time that you have for every question is just 1 minute. So make sure that you type in the answer before that. Do not worry about spelling mistakes. We will review them. So whatever spelling that you think is right, go ahead and type it down. Okay.
Anaga, just one thing before you start. Just want to check if anybody has had difficulty in getting onto Kahoot, or is everybody who is on the quiz on the Zoom link, are they able to get onto Kahoot?
Right. If anybody has any difficulty, do put it on the chat box for me so that I can help you out. Okay. I can see lot of yeses. Vijay Lakshmi, I have put the instructions for you on chat. You can use that. Ritika, you can use the same. You can use the same device itself. Mir, no, you will not be typing the answers on the chat box. You will be putting it only on Kahoot. Right? So make sure that the answers are given only on Kahoot. It will be 1 word or 2 words maximum. Okay. The questions will be displayed. Hold on just a second. We're just waiting for everyone. Okay. All the best to all of you again. Still an issue. Vijay Lakshmi, if you could let us know what exactly is the issue, we can. You have to go to kahoot.it, not .com, kahoot.it. So that is important. See if that is a mistake that has happened. So maybe Shilpa, if you could help out Vijay Lakshmi on chat, would that be possible?
Yes, I'm conversing with her on chat.
Thanks to that. Okay. Students, remember, it will be just about 1 or 2 words only as answers. Pin is 2744381. There is no space between that. There is no space between 4 and 4. Yes. So we will have multiple rounds here. There are not 52 questions. Do not worry. There are only 25 questions. Okay. Let us start off. You will be able to join. There you go. Here's the first question for you on the screen. When dash of a vehicle increases, the driver's cone of vision narrows. So you can see in the picture as well how the cone of vision sort of narrows. Now, all that I want you all to do is fill in the blank with number 1 cause for accidents. So basically, it's that is the answer that I want all of you to type in. What is the major cause of accidents? So when this thing increases in a vehicle, be it a 4-wheeler or a 2-wheeler, when this increases, the cone of vision decreases. So you can see in the picture, when something is 40, the cone of vision is 100 degrees. So you can see a lot of things. Like you can see a person holding a dog, a person crossing the road, all of that. As it becomes 70, then it decreases to 75 degrees. When it becomes 100, so like that, right? So what is this thing when it increases? The cone of vision decreases is all that I'm asking. 118 answers already came in, lot of answers there. Let's do a quick review. Speed, overspeeding is something that we can take. Superb. Right. Accidents. As speed increases, I think as speed increases is something that we can take as well. Right after hood. I think under steering wheel, as speed increases. Overspeed as well. Driving fast is also something that we can take. I think driving fast and overspeed. Komal, I think it's right next to less vision. Overspeed right next to dog as well.
Red color.
Right. That. Yes. Let's hit submit. I think all the answers are taken in. So this was overspeeding. So a lot of you gave the right answers. Please to give your answers on Kahoot only, not on chat. So here you can see, like I was explaining, as your speed increases, that is 40 kmph or 70 kmph, as the speed increases, the cone of vision sort of decreases, right? And this is one of the, let's move on to the next one. Here's the scoreboard. We have Madhavan, who is leading the scoreboard, and then we have Anusha, then Shreyansh, Vishnu, Sri Guru Ganesh, and Aditya Rajiv Ratnam. Superb job. And like I was saying, overspeeding is the #1 cause for accidents. Let's move on to the next one. So majority of the crashes are actually caused by choices that we make when driving. So you can see in the chart also, right? Overspeeding, the percentage of accidents caused by overspeeding is 56%, more than half. Then dangerous driving, as in, go on a wheelie, or, you sort of try to move here and there. All of that is 23%. Then driving under influence. So drunken driving, that is 4%. And then distracted driving, right? So you're looking at the phone or you're eating something, that is 3%. Weather conditions, right? So you cannot see, that is 2%, whereas how the road is and how the vehicle is just about 12%. So that is one thing. So make sure we are making right decisions when we are driving. Let's move on to the next question on your screens right now. Structure Eco is making houses from which raw material whose burning is a major cause of smog in NCR during winters. This is a current affairs question, children, right? Think about what is going around you. You might have read this, like about the cause, what is being burnt in because of which there is smog in the national capital region, right? That is around Delhi. So you would have read about the major cause. So think about that, and that is being used by Structure Eco in order to make the kind of panels that you're seeing on the, as a picture there, right? So what exactly is used? And observe the name of the company as well. It says Structure Eco. So what is used, which raw material, if not used for such things, basically it is burnt, and because of which there is smog. So many answers came in. Superb. The answers that we were actually looking at were stubble, crop, stubble, or harvest. Let's review the answer. Yes, crops. Stubble also will take it. I understand it is a mistake. Let's take crop residue. Right? I think we can take husk as well, farm waste also. Agri waste can also be taken in. Superb. Fodder as well. Let's take fodder also. Right? Hay, straws. I think we can take hays and straws as well. Because straw, hay, and coal is mentioned, I don't think we'll take it. Let's take wheat husk. We understand that that is what you mean. Okay, let's go down. Not paddy or sugarcane. Let's go down. Okay. I think that's, yeah. Lot of answers. Very interesting. Don't worry, children. We will take a look at it. Don't worry. Let's go down a little bit, please. Yes. If all the answers are done, let's go to the first line as well. I think there was one straw that we missed. Yeah. The first straw, I think. Yes, superb. Let's submit this. And yes, we've taken all the crop stubbles and straws and hay. That is what is all the agri waste or the residue that comes in after the harvest is taken out. At that point of time, because farmers also do not have another choice, they burn it, right? And that is causing a lot of pollution, which is creating smog. Let's see what the leaderboard looks like now. We have Sukrit, who's the highest climber, up 39 places, and Anusha is leading the scoreboard. And then we have Aditya, Govind, Ishan, and Tanushree. Good job there, folks. And all of you, put your best foot forward. Make sure that you type in the answers as quickly as possible. Okay. Let's move on to the next bit. So one more thing is that because of the smog, several schools in NCR, right, have gone online due to very poor air quality. Now, in North India and the Delhi region in particular, experiences its worst air pollution during the months of winter for multiple reasons. One of those reasons is the practice of burning crop stubble that is prevalent among farmers in northwestern India. With that, let's move on to the next question. Here we go. So Amazon, it stopped selling a product called the buckle clip. Okay. Now, what it was doing is that buckle clip, it was fooling cars' alarm system against a specific safety device. Okay. And thus putting people's life at risk. So now all that I want you all to do is what sort of a safety device is this that is basically the buckle clip was trying to, sort of fool? That is what I'm asking, right? So type in the answers. 30 seconds left. 77 already put in the answers for me. Quickly punch in your answers, students. So for the ones who just joined, I also put in the details of how to join the quiz on the chat box as well. All that you will have to do is answer on Kahoot. If you answer it here on chat, that will not be considered. Right. So what is the safety device? A lot of you have put in your answers. Okay. What we were looking at was seat belt or safety belt. Yes. Yes, seat belt. We'll take all of that. We understand a lot of spelling mistakes. Totally all right. Belt can also be taken in. I think belt as well. Yes. Safety, I think, yeah, seat belt alarm. Seat belt buckle. Seat belt is what we were looking at. Seat belt alarm block as well. Yes. Thanks for that. Anything that mentions seat belt is something that we will definitely take in. Superb. I think we've covered all. Lovely. Let's submit these answers. Superb, superb. Don't worry if you've sent seat belt, we've reviewed it now. Okay. Here's the scoreboard for all of you. We have Aditya, who is leading the scoreboard. Then we have Anusha, then Ishan, Parnika, and then Hriday. Vaishnav Santosh is the highest climber of 37 places. That is amazing. For any of you who have joined just now, the game pin is right there on your screen at the bottom that says 274438 So seat belt. Now all of you might be thinking, oh, it's just for the driver. Only driver has to wear. No, but no, it has to be everyone who's there in the car, be it the person who's sitting right next to the driver or in the passenger seat. So recently, Tata Sons CEO Cyrus Mistry, he passed away in a road accident. So after investigation, it was revealed that he was sitting in the passenger seat and he was not wearing a seat belt. If he were wearing a seat belt, he might have just been injured, but not exactly, it wouldn't be fatal for him. So make sure whenever you're sitting in a car, if you're sitting in the passenger seat also, wear your seat belt. Let's move on to the next bit. Next question for all of you. Which major cause of cancer is the ad campaign trying to showcase? There's only one picture that is there in front of you. So this is a major cause of cancer. So that is what the ad campaign is trying to showcase. What is the cause? Okay. Look at the picture very carefully. It's all about colors. That's a clue that I can give you all. If you're using your phone, keep your phone a little bit far and see how it is, how it shows, how it plays out. Or if you're using a laptop, stand a little bit away from the laptop, see how it is showing. You will definitely get the answer. This is one of the major causes of cancer. What is this? Lot of answers coming in. Less than 15 seconds to go. Quickly type in your answers, children. It's all right if the spelling is wrong. We will review them. Okay, we are taking enough time for the first round and we'll take enough time on the second round also. Time up, lot of answers. Some of you have mentioned patient bed and bed rest also, but I did see some cigarette as well. So yes, cigarette smoking is something that is the major cause of, I think smoking is also something that we can take. Tobacco as well is another that we can take as well. And smoke, yes, I think we can take smoke. Cigarette, lot of different variations in the spelling. Cigarette, BD also, somebody rightly you've mentioned cigarette, not just cigarette, BD as well. Anything, I think tobacco is what they were trying to mention. Let's take that. Lot of interesting answers. Yes, smoke and cigarette. This is one of the major causes of lung cancer, and not just for the one who smokes, but for the one who is around as well. We become passive smokers. So this is very injurious to health. Let's submit all the answers and let's take a, I think, yeah, S, cigarette also is right. Super. Let's look at the leaderboard now after submitting. Superb job, all of you. We have nice Aditya, Rajesh, and Tanushri back in top 5. Aditya, Rajiv Ratnam still leading the scoreboard, and then we have Anusha, Parnika as well. 12 players have just hit an answer streak of 4. That is the best. On fire, all of you. Let's look at what we have next. Let's move to the next one. To raise awareness about road safety, Raghavendra has distributed 50,000 of which safety devices to set a world record. Okay, so all that I'm asking is, what safety device did Mr. Raghavendra, who's pictured as well? Now, there's something blanked out. Think about it also. So this is a safety device that Mr. Raghavendra has distributed to more than 50,000 people in order to raise awareness about road safety. So what device is this is all that I'm asking, right? So type it in. Like I mentioned before, no issue about the spelling mistake and all of that. We will definitely take it into consideration. Okay, we will always review the answers. Okay, Madhavan, if maybe I think there is a network issue on your end, which is why you can't type it in. See if you can log in again. Superb, lot of interesting answers. Traffic lights also that I can see. Let's just review once a bit. Yes, helmets. Nice. Not seat belts. Very interesting answers came in. Not signal lights, children, even though they are safety devices. But Raghavendra, what he did was he actually lost his friend in a gruesome road accident because his friend was not wearing a helmet. So that is why Raghavendra took it upon him to distribute helmets. He's distributed more than 50,000 helmets and has created a world record as well. And so that is the one. Let's submit the answers. I think we've covered all. And so it is helmet, actually, like we mentioned, that is what he has been distributing. And here's the scoreboard for all of us. Aditya Rajiv Ratnam is still leading, and we have Navya, who's the highest climber, up 40 places. Superb. And also, yes, let's move on to the next one. So Mr. Raghavendra Kumar, he is known as the Helmet Man of India because of creating such a wonderful world record as well. So like I mentioned, his friend actually passed away because he wasn't wearing a helmet. Jyotsna has actually put something on the chat box. I'd like to read that for all of you. Akshat, a student of our school, died in a bus crash. He and his grandfather were on two-wheeler when a KSRTC bus hit them due to rash driving. So thank you so much for mentioning that, Jyotsna. That is exactly what we're trying to speak about during this safety quest as well, where what are these small things that we can definitely we can practice so that we can keep ourselves safe as well and around us. Let's move on to the next one. What do we have in store? We've come to an end to our first round. Here's the second round for all of you. 3 questions will be there in this round. All elements in the question. So it will be a picture that will be shown to you. There'll be multiple elements there. You'll have to connect all these elements to one answer. Type your answers in the space given. This round is also about typing in the answers. Again, you will have 1 minute to answer. Right? So remember the pitch. Say if there are pictures of Jawaharlal Nehru, Narendra Modi, Atal Bihari Vajpayee, and maybe Manmohan Singh, what is the connection? It has to be prime ministers of India. You might say, ma'am, shouldn't politicians also be there? But remember, I want very specific answers. So look at what is the connection between all of them. If you just give me Manmohan Singh or anything of that sort, will not be able to take those answers. Okay. So let's take a look at the first question in Connect round. So all that I want you all to do is connect to a global issue. Because of one major issue, all these 4 different things are happening. So top left, you can see there is something that is happening. Top right, there are 2 activists who are trying to raise awareness about this global issue. Bottom right, you can see an animal there, right? This is because, this has happened because of the issue that I'm speaking about. Bottom left as well, that is also another very interesting sort of an effect due to the global issue. So what is this? There are 129 answers that have come in. If you have gotten logged out, please to rejoin like I had mentioned before. Thank you so much for informing us though. If you get logged out, do join back in. So that's all right. Do not worry. So the answer that we were looking at was climate change, right? So anybody who's trying to rejoin, it might not take the same name. So just enter either say if I've given my name as Anagha previously, just give it as Anagha 1 or anything of that sort. So Vihan, if it is Vihan, so if you've given Vihan before, just give Vihan 1 or Vihan 2. It will take it. Okay, do not worry. So we'll take all global warming and climate change, all of that. Global change also, we understand that is what you mean, right? So global warming also we're taking in, do not worry. Globalization is something that we cannot take, sorry. Environment care, saving environment, interesting answers, but not quite. So good answers, all of you, do not worry. Now think about, yes, so, okay, super. Let's hit submit and let's look at the scoreboard. We have Aditya Rajiv Ratnam, who's still leading the scoreboard. Then we have Tanushri, then we have Govind, Aditya Rajesh, and Parnika. Reyansh Jadhav is the highest climber, up 30 places. That is brilliant. Anybody who had gotten logged out now you would be able to see the answer, right? Let's look at the next one. Here's your next question. There will be 3 different images that will be shown to you. Connect these ad campaigns to a common reason for road accidents, right? So connect these ad campaigns to a common reason for road accidents. So what might that be, right? So look at the images carefully. What can be a common reason for road accidents? Less than 30 seconds to go. Right. 136 answers have already come in. That is super. Make sure that you're typing it in on the Kahoot small bit that it is asking you. Less than 10 seconds. What might this be? Okay. The answer was actually drinking and driving, or drunken driving, basically. So when somebody is driving after drinking, they'll not be able to see things properly. It'll all be messed up, right? So that is what the ad campaigns were showing. So drinking while driving, or don't drink while driving, all of these are taken. Okay, drinking wine, alcohol influence, all of that can also be. Komal, let's take alcohol influence as well. Right. Yes. Driving in nitro, not exactly. Drinking and speed, okay, let's take that in. Drink and drive. Let's also take drinks, which is right next to rash driving or speed. Yeah, in that. Super. Lovely. I think we've covered all. Right. So here we were specifically speaking only about drinking and driving. So observe the pictures carefully, children. So another reason is also overspeeding. I agree. But here the picture that we were speaking was only about drinking and driving only, right? So that is what we were looking at here. Okay. So anybody who has gotten logged out, right? Just continue answering. We will do it after the quiz is done, and we will will let you know. Okay, so do not lose heart if you got logged out. Just continue answering. You do not worry about anything else. Let us know if you've gotten logged out. Okay, let's move on to the next one. That is the leaderboard. We have Ishan, who is back with an answer streak of 3, and Tanushri has now come to top 1. That is brilliant. Let's look at the next question. Before that, like I was mentioning, drinking under influence is one of the major causes of road accidents in India. So when drunk, one's vision gets blurred, right? So the reaction time, so you're not looking properly, you don't know where one is coming from. So reaction time slows down, putting one at high risk on the road, right? So that is something to keep in mind. Let's look at the next question. Connect these images to an innovative object used for firefighting, right? Observe the pictures carefully. Top left says honeybee. That is how this innovative object gets its name. Top right, you can see these objects actually in action. Observe them carefully. Bottom right, I'll not give too much hints about it. Think and answer. Bottom left, another use of this innovative object. Now, this object is something that is also used for firefighting and emergency situation. You might also know it for a recreational purpose as well. Okay, so less than 20 seconds to go. Quickly type in your answers, just like I keep mentioning for all the other questions. Write the answer, type the answer. Okay, do not worry about spellings. We are always doing a review, and as soon as you submit the answer, maybe it will say no, but as in wrong answer. But after we review, your points will be taken in. Do not worry about it. Okay, the answer that I was looking at was drone or drones. Okay, let's review the answers. Yes, drones is correct. Drone extinguisher also. I like how you mentioned distinguisher, someone, but that was not what we were looking at. Drone for first aid is a good one. Drone medicine, firefighting drones, hospitality drones. Since you mentioned drones, we'll take it in. Bee drone also, let's take bee drone as well, because drone is a word that we were looking at. Yes, thanks for that. Thermal camera, drone, okay. I understand maybe drown is also that will take in. Giving a benefit of doubt that maybe you wanted to say to be drone, but did a spelling mistake there.
There's another drone.
Yes. There's a water launch drone as well, water spray drone also. Yeah, I think we've covered all. Yes, let's hit submit. Super. Navya says, due to my keyboard, there was an autocorrect, which is why it got typed in as drown. No worries at all, Navya. Thank you for that. Let's look at the scoreboard right now. We have Pratham Kumar, who's back with an answer streak of 3, and Aditya Rajesh is leading with 6904 points. That is superb. Suryanshi is now in top 5 as well. Let's look at what we have in store next. Let's take a look at a video of how firefighting drones are being used. Let's play the video.
Firefighting equipment are dispatched. They spray fire extinguishing chemicals on the source of the fire without getting in each other's way. These drones can also shoot fire extinguishing chemicals downward to cover larger areas, ideal for responding to situations like forest fires. Joint research by the Chungnam Fire Service headquarters and academics has brought drones to the level where disaster relief aid can be demonstrated. They can reach places that are too high for fire truck ladders and are faster than people at extinguishing fires.
Fires in higher skyscrapers can be reached if we change the battery system to use hydrogen cell batteries or a battery that's currently in development.
Drones have been used by firefighters to help detect living beings at the scene of fires. They are now evolving to extinguish fires and move patients. Ian Zin, Arirang News.
So not just for firefighting, but also for helping in shifting the patients or somebody who's stuck there. So for that also it is being used. Superb. That is brilliant. Let's take a look at our next round. So this round is called What is Happening Here? So what I'll be doing is that we will be narrating a certain situation and 4 questions will be there in this round. Guess what is happening in the situation. Okay, that is all that you'll have to do. Now, these are all multiple choice questions. So there'll be 4 different options. You'll have to just choose one. 30 seconds only, right? So there's only 30 seconds for you to answer. Be very quick. Okay, let's take a look at the question now. Here's the first question. Alena Gassler, what she did was she installed a webcam and projector to her mom's car to have full vision and avoid what? Due to the car's pillar. So you can see in the picture also, because she has installed a webcam and a projector, so her mother, who's in the driver's seat, can see everything. So that is avoiding what, right? It's a very specific term that we're looking at. Is it called a blind spot that is being avoided, or indicator that is being avoided, side mirror, or sunlight glare that is being avoided? Yes, time's up. 164 answers came in and 84 of you gave me the right answer. That is blind spot. Superb. So here, when there's a car pillar, you wouldn't know what is behind it. So that is called a blind spot. That is for the driver. He or she would not be able to see what is behind it. Let's look at the scoreboard right now. Ishan has very smoothly risen up the scoreboard. 5 players just hit an answer streak of 9. Let's see. Let's take a look at blind spots a little bit. Right? So when crossing vehicles, right, please be aware of blind spots. So when, say, in a bus, like how it is shown in the picture here, the driver would not be able to see if you are standing in the positions where the red mark is there, right? So there are chances that, you might get into an accident if you are in those positions. So whenever you are whenever you are crossing a vehicle, make sure that you're not crossing in these blind spots. That is something to be aware of. With that, let's look at a second situation. At a restaurant, you suddenly see your friend get up to perform something that is shown here to the neighbor, as in somebody who was sitting right next to you. Why was this done, right? So was it done because the other person was fainting? Was it done because the other person was vomiting? Was it done because the other person was choking, or was it done because the other person was hitting someone, right? So what is the reason for this action to be done here? Less than 5 seconds to go. Quickly punch in your answers. Why was this done? 133 of you absolutely getting this right. This is the other person was choking, right? You can see in the picture, it is he's holding it like this. So this is called the Heimlich maneuver, right? So let's take a look at the scoreboard now. We have Govind, who's back in top 5, and 4 players have just hit an answer streak of 9. Superb. Next, let's take a look at what this Heimlich maneuver is, right? Let's play the video.
Okay? And you want to try, you find their belly button with your pinky, make a fist, put the pinky on the belly button, then roll it up so your thumb is, the knuckle of your thumb is right there. And then you thrust, you pull it in and up, and I'm not going to do it as hard. In and up until they can dislodge what is in there and they can.
So this is called the Heimlich maneuver. This is a first aid procedure to treat choking on any object, right? So how to do it is something that you saw in the video. Now remember, this is not to be performed for children below age of 1. Let's take a look at the next situation. Get ready to answer. Now here's the situation for all of you. Your mother lost about 10,000 rupees on clicking the link that was sent in the message shown, right? You can see that message on your screens also. What is this kind of cyber theft called? Is it called phishing? Is it called hacking? Is it called ransomware attack? Or is it called phishing? So what is this kind of cyber theft called, where somebody sends you a message, somebody sends you a link of sorts, and as soon as you click on it, your mother lost about 10,000 rupees, right? So 83 of you got this right. Hacking is a very common word that is used, but this specific kind of cyber theft is called phishing. That is exactly what I was looking at. So, so many of you, 83 of you answered this absolutely right. Let's take a look at the scoreboard. Looks like there is a competition between the Adityas here. Aditya Rajiv is now leading the scoreboard. Arundhati is making a comeback with 3 right answers in a row. That is brilliant, all of you. Now, let's understand a little bit about phishing as well. So phishing is a type of cyber theft where the attackers use clever ways to steal personal data. So there'll be a message that will be sent to you, say by a bank like SBI, right? It'll seem like, oh, SBI is sending a message saying your account will not be working from tomorrow onwards. Click on this link and send in all of your details. Remember that if that message is coming in from, say, something like a common number, not exactly like BT, SBI or something like that, then you need to pay attention. You need to not click on those links, right? So stealing personal data can lead to financial loss and other kinds of misuse. Do not click on unknown links to stay away from phishing, right? So that is one. So Tamara says this happened to me once. I lost quite a few things on my account as well. So one more thing Vishnu Siddhartha is telling is that absolutely adding on to what I was mentioning about the number is to look for spelling errors in the message. Superb. Thank you so much for adding that in, Tamara and Vishnu. Let's take a look at the next question. Another situation for all of you. Cholera outbreak in London 1854 made John Snow plot the deaths against a map. What was the cause of the outbreak? Okay, so cholera outbreak is all that I'm asking about. Oh, don't worry, don't worry. The options are air pollutants, contaminated water, poultry farms, and insects, right? So less than 10 seconds to go. Observe the picture there. Says cholera deaths in Soho, London 1854, and on the right you could see small dots as well. 122 of you give me the right answer. Cholera is spread through contaminated water. Let's look at the media once again. So on the left you can see those small dots there, which are essentially the deaths, and on the right the bigger red dots are the water pumps. So from where all of these people got there, the common water all of them got. So this is what Mr. John Snow did. Before we learn a little bit about John Snow, let's take a look at the scoreboard. We have Aditya Rajesh, who's back leading the scoreboard. Then we have Prerna Malik also, who's now in top 5 as well. Sukrit is making a comeback with 3 right answers in a row. Superb job, all of you. Let's understand a little bit about John Snow. He's considered a pioneer in data-driven analysis. So the map that you saw, that is called a dot map. So his dot map analysis, so using data, using numbers, using pictures, so that is how he visualized and analyzed the data in order to understand and solve health and safety concerns. Superb job. Let's look at our next one. That was the end of our round 3. Moving on to round 4. This is called Science Everywhere. So all that we'll be doing is we'll be showing you a sign. You will have to identify what the sign or the symbol is indicating in this round. Okay, so 3 questions to answer. Similar to the previous round, you will have 4 different options. Click on the right answer. That's it, and 30 seconds only. Whatever the sign might represent, click on that. Let's go to the first question in this round. What does this road safety sign indicate? Okay, observe the picture. You would have definitely seen this road safety sign. Try to recollect it. Is it no going straight? Is it no entry? Is it no overtaking? Or is it no parking? What does this road safety sign indicate? That is all that I am asking. Lot of answers have already come in. Quickly punch in your answers. Less than 5 seconds to go. And the right answer is no overtaking. 147 of you gave this right. Absolutely. So in the picture, you could see one arrow going straight and the other one going curved. So you're overtaking, right? So that is not allowed. Superb. Let's take a look at the scoreboard. After that, we'll discuss a little bit about overtaking as well. Aditya Rajaratnam is back in top 1. Like I mentioned, I think there's a very clear competition between the Adityas. And Renee is back with an answer streak of 3. That is brilliant. Let's see a little bit about overtaking. So whenever somebody is overtaking, right? First thing that since we all drive on the left lane, if you have to overtake, you'll have to overtake from the right only. Okay. Now, when to definitely not overtake, that is during, say, you're going through a blind curve, right? When you're going up the hill or going down the hill, there are these curves where you don't know where the other one is coming. In the picture also, you can see, right? The bottom of it, there's a bike there and the vehicle is coming in the front. So that means you are at risk. So at the blind curves, no overtaking at all. Whenever you're overtaking, you have to pay attention, be it in a car, be it in a bike or a bicycle, also avoid overtaking, right? Let's move on to the next question. What safety device are these signages classifying? So you can see class A, B, C, D, F, and something that says no class also. So what exactly is these signs, right? It is differentiating or classifying. Is it fire extinguishers, fire alarms, fire escape, or fire station? So what are these signages exactly classifying? That's all that I'm asking. Punch in your answers on Kahoot, children. Time's up. The right answer is fire extinguishers. 104 of you gave the right one. So these are different classes of fire, and to put them out, right, you need a specific kind of fire extinguisher, right? So you can't use what, say if there is fire because of oil, say you're cooking, or you're frying some pakoras or bondas along with your parent in the kitchen, okay? And there is oil. Say the oil catches fire. What you will do, you shouldn't be putting water on it. If you put water on it, it will all splatter on you, right? So one thing, very easy thing that you can do is, you will definitely have some atta at home, the wheat flour or any sort of flour. You can just put that atta on the oil, so that fire will douse. So that is called a different class of fire, right? So based on what is the source, right? The fire has different classes, so we use different extinguishers. So that is something I'll give you all as an assignment to do after the quiz for today. Make sure that you go back and read about what are these different classes of fire and how to douse them. Aditya Rajesh is back leading the scoreboard, and Sanath Kothari is back in the game with 3 right answers in a row. Great going there, Sanath. Let's take a look at fire extinguishers. So like I was mentioning, the classification is to help us choose the right kind of extinguisher. Now also when you're using an extinguisher, remember the word pass, right? So that is, pull the safety pin, aim at the base of the fire, squeeze the handle and sweep from side to side so that you cover the entire fire. Remember, pass, right? So that is very, very important. On that note, let's look at our next bit. Next question, what is this hand signal for? So here in the picture, you can see a person who's riding a bicycle and the arrow marks show how the hand is moving. So up and down. So what exactly does this hand signal say? If somebody is driving in front of you in a bicycle and they do this hand signal, what does it indicate, right? Does it mean speed up? Does it mean slow down? Does it mean turn left? Or does it mean turn right? That's all that I'm asking. Punch in whatever you think is the right answer. Time's up. Children, the right answer is slow down. So this hand signal basically means slowing down. Let's take a look at the scoreboard right now. We have Pirami, I hope I'm reading that right, in top 5. And Khushbu is back in the game with 3 right answers in a row. Great going there, Khushbu. So speaking about hand signals, so there are various different kinds of hand signals. Even when you are riding a bicycle, make sure that you give all of these hand signals, right? So there is one for turn left, turn right, slowing down, stopping. All of them are there. So if say you're going in a rally, if there are people who are behind you as well, who are, driving, so then you can tell them, okay, there is some sort of a there's some sort of a hazard here, there's a pothole, and all of that you can keep mentioning. Okay, so that was about hand signals. Let's take a look at the last round for today. This is called the rapid fire round, right? So just for if anybody got logged out, I'm just posting the registration once again, or all the details once again on the chat box. So there will be 10 different questions in this round. There are multiple choice questions. So different ways, one of them would also be a puzzle question. So 30 seconds to answer, be very quick, right? So here you go. Let's start off our rapid fire round. First one is a multi-select. So that means out of the 4 different options, select all the right answers, okay? Not just one of them is not the right one. There are multiple right answers. Which among the following are best practices when charging your electric scooters? Select all the right answers. Say if there are 2 right answers here, if you've selected only 1 right answer, that will not be considered. If you select all the right answers only, you will be given points. So think and answer, children. Okay. So charge the battery in cool and wet place. Do not use the scooter for at least 10 minutes after charging. Do not overcharge your scooters. Turn off the scooter when charging. So all the second one, third one, and fourth one were right, except the first one. So charge the battery in a dry place so that it is not prone to any sort of hazards. Now, yes, do not use the scooter for at least 10 minutes after charging. Give it some cooling time. Do not overcharge your scooters as well, right? And turn off the scooter when charging. Now, this is applicable for the bikes as well as the electric cycles of sorts as well that, most of you might have thought about buying or might have it at home as well. Superb. Let's take a look at the scoreboard right now. This seemed like a tough round. Yes, multi-select usually can get this, right? 5 players lost their answer streak of 3. Don't worry, there are 9 more questions to go. You still have a lot of time to get back in the game. Tanushree is back in top 5. Let's take a look at the next question. Apple, iOS, Samsung, Android, etc. have recently introduced drive mode to avoid road accidents caused by which behavior, right? So is it distracted driving, drunken driving, overspeeding, or slow driving? So the drive mode was something that was actually recently introduced by Apple iOS, Android, etc. To avoid road accident caused by what? Is all that I'm asking. This is something that we discussed in the first question only. Yes, this is distracted driving. 122 of you gave the right answer. So distracted driving is where, you're looking at something, say a message pops in or something happens. So you're always distracted, right? So that is what it says. Let's take a look at the leaderboard. After that, I'll come back to distracted driving as well. 4 players have reached an answer streak of 4. Aditya Rajesh is still leading the scoreboard. Good job there. So there are different kinds of distracted driving, right? So one thing is where you'll have to make sure that visually your eyes are always on the road. If you want to read the directions, right, this can happen. So at that point of time, pull over, come to the side, see it, and only then, move ahead. Put your phone in something called a do not disturb mode so that you don't keep getting those pings and pings. Another thing is that keep your phone out of reach. Don't have it in your hand and then keep driving. That is not right at all, be it two-wheeler also. And make all the adjustments before driving. Don't reach for items. And even, I've not had my breakfast before going, so I'll keep having breakfast and I'll keep driving, right? Don't do that, right? And also, think about cognitive, as in keep your emotions in check. You might be you might be a little bit angry at somebody. Don't put it on the road. So keep calm when you're driving. That is very important, right? So let's move on to the next one. Here's your question. If you are stuck in a car and have to break the glass, right? What object can you remove and use in the car? Is it handbrake, windshield wiper, seat headrest, or clutch? Right? So what is this? If you are stuck in a car and have to break the glass, what object? So everything is closed. All the windows are up and everything. So you're stuck in the car. Now you have to break the glass that is there. What will you use? Right? So that is what I'm looking at. Is it handbrake, windshield wiper, seat headrest, or clutch? The right answer was the seat headrest. It would be at the back, right? You can actually completely take it out, and using those 2 rods of sorts, you can hit the windshield. So that is seat headrest. Good job, all of you. Let's take a look at the scoreboard. We have Aditya Ratnam back leading the scoreboard, and then we have Prerna, Suryanshi, Aditya Rajesh, and Tanushree. 23 players have reached an answer streak of 3. That is good. Let's take a look at the next one. Here's your next question. Multi-select again. So remember, choose as many right answers. Okay. Which among the following would be considered a strong password to use for someone named Manish Rao? Let's assume your name is Manish Rao and you are setting a password for yourself, and it has to be a strong password. So among these 4, what all are the right or strong passwords which will be considered as strong passwords? First one says Rao Manish @19 March. Second one says Rao 19 Pune !! Then the third one says his daughter's name in the password. So that is Shruti Rao at 1992 and Manish Rao. So many of you took the right options. Brilliant job. Some of you took Manish Rao as well. 1, 2, and 3 were the right ones. Let's take a look at the scoreboard, and then we'll discuss a little bit about the strong passwords as well. Super. We have Yug Dalvi, who is the highest climber, up 13 places. That is brilliant. And Suryanshi is now in top 2. Brilliant, brilliant. Let's take a look at the strong passwords as well. So strong passwords means you are cyber safe. So the examples that we had given are some of them, that's all, right? So use combinations of numbers, words, and symbols, right? So now these are some common details, like say my birth date or my place of birth. These are some very common things that people can guess. So try avoiding those or use it in a very smart manner, right? So that is something to think about. Whenever you are making passwords for yourself, think and do it. Let's take a look at the next question. Here you go. In which sport is this safety device? So we'll show you a picture here. In which sport is this safety device called the halo, right? So the center part that you're seeing where it looks like a T or a Y or however that you're visualizing. So that is called a halo. This is used to protect athletes from a serious injury or possible death. So in which sport is this used? Is it motorcycle racing, formula racing, ice hockey, or paragliding? Less than 5 seconds to go. So many answers have already come in. Be very quick in answering, children. 122 or 121 of you have given the right answer. This is formula racing. That is the car racing one. So you can see the halo. We'll take a look at Halo once again. Let's first see the leaderboard. Vishnu Shri Guru Ganesh is now in top 5. 18 players just hit an answer streak of 5. Good job there. So here's something about Halo for all of you. So, addition like Halo could actually make a sport much safer. You can see in the video that is playing for all of you, even though the car is sort of going to bits and pieces, because of the halo that is there, so the driver is actually saved, right? So this is a very small addition, but it can make the sport so safe. So this is about Formula racing. If any of you do follow the Formula racing ones, this is something that you have to pay attention to next time that you're watching the sport. Let's take a look at the next question. Here you go on your screens, all of you. Love Your Crosswalk campaign by students of Pittsburgh University is making campuses safe for who, right? For what sort of people? Through fun quizzes. Is it motorists, cyclists, pedestrians, or street vendors? So just like how we have safety quiz that we do every year so that you as children can become safety ambassadors, right? So just like that, these students of Pittsburgh University, they are doing some fun quizzes where people can attempt it for the safety of specific kind of people who go around the campus. That is the pedestrians, as in people who walk, right? So they are called pedestrians. That is why Love Your Crosswalk, or the footpath and other bits as well. Superb, all of you. Let's take a look at the scoreboard. Nilaya Bandaru is making a comeback with 3 right answers in a row, and we have Pyramid who's back in top 5. That is great. Let's take a look at the next question. This is a puzzle kind, children. So you'll have to drag and drop to the correct order that I'm asking. So if a person's clothes are on fire, what is the correct sequence to put out the fire, right? So arrange from top to bottom on your device also. The correct order is very important. Your 3 different options are drop, stop, and roll. What is the correct order of the procedure to make sure that you put out the fire that say your clothes are on fire? Okay, you have enough time, students. Think and rearrange them. This is something that you would have learned, maybe you would have seen, or just imagine, right? So what can be done if a person's clothes are on fire? So think, you can definitely work it around and then arrange them. So that is very important. Less than 15 seconds to go. Superb. Less than 10 seconds to go now. There you go. One puzzle question for all of you. Ooh, 57 of you got the right order. This is stop, drop, and roll. I'll explain stop, drop, and roll in just a bit. But before that, let's take a look at the leaderboard. We have Govind Jha, who's making a comeback with 3 right answers in a row. And we have Lasya, who's now made a debut to top 5, almost at the last end of the quiz. And that's when Lasya is making a debut. That is brilliant. Let's take a look at the stop, drop, and roll. So basically, say if your clothes are on fire, all that you will have to do is stop wherever that you are, right? Whatever that you're doing, just stop, drop on the ground, right? And then roll on the floor. Okay, so front and back, and make sure that you're covering your face with your hand. That is very important. So stop, drop, and roll until the fire is doused. So remember the fire triangle, which is oxygen, fuel, and heat. So if you cut off the oxygen, also fire is doused. If you cut off the fuel, also fire is doused, or the heat, right? So so that a fire sustains, all these 3 are required. So if you cut off any one of them, you can douse the fire. Remember about stop, drop, and roll, children. Superb. Here's your next question on your screens. Which country was the first to implement automatic train control system to prevent accidents on high-speed trains? So in the video, you can actually see how the braking is sort of happening. right? So in which country was this first used? Something called automatic train control system. Is it China, Japan, India, or Russia? Where was this used? That is all that I'm asking. Quickly punch in your answers. We're almost at the end of today's quiz. 128 of you giving the absolute right answer. This is so that 2 very fast trains don't exactly crash and lots of lives can be saved. Let's take a look at the leaderboard. 6 players have just hit an answer streak of 3. Aditya Rajiv Ratnam is still leading the scoreboard. Moving on to the next one. Let's see what we have in store. Next question on your screen. Which device used in training for a life-saving procedure is based on a girl who drowned in Seine in Paris in 1800s? On the right, you can actually see the girl's picture, and on the left is actually the device, right? So is it called the crash test dummy? Is it called the surgery dummy, STR dummy, or CPR dummy? So essentially, we're looking at some sort of a dummy, which is modeled after this young girl. Her name is actually Annie, so who drowned back in 1800s in Paris. So the right answer was CPR dummy, right? So her face is actually used. So she's also called Risasi Annie. Let's take a look at the leaderboard right now. Pranav is the highest climber, up 12 places. We have Inia and Shubhan, who's made a debut to top 5. Let's see a little bit about the CPR dummy right now. So look at the video of how CPR is performed, right? So you can see young children learning about it. So CPR means cardiopulmonary resuscitation. So say this is an emergency life-saving procedure that is performed when the heart stops beating. That usually can happen when, say, you've sort of gulped in a lot of water, say in a lake or anything of that. So you start putting in pressure at very important beats. So that is what we are looking at. Let's look at our next question. Here you go. See it. Its Drive Safe campaign sees individuals receiving a personalized bobblehead. So what is a bobblehead? Is essentially a small toy like this, where its head sort of bobbles like this, right? So a personalized bobblehead, right? Which family member did it represent? Was it the children, the wife, grandparents, or siblings? So what did the bobblehead represent? Less than 10 seconds to go. So many of you have given the answers. Let's see if that is right or wrong. So Drive Safe campaign, absolutely right. This is the children, right? So just a small thing for the parents to say, be mindful. Say if your parent is driving and they're driving a little bit rash, so what will happen to the bobblehead? Instead of being still, it will start bobbling a lot. So as much as the driving gets bad, the bobbling gets worse as well, right? So that was something that they tried to bring in as an awareness. Let's take a, yes, before looking at the final podium. So 20th November is also observed as World Day of Remembrance for road traffic victims. So something that we have to remember is the victims, or the people that we have lost due to road accidents. Support, basically ask for better support structures, and also understand about what are these supports that can be given to us, and act accordingly. Just say, like in today's safety quest, all of you have learned so many different things about specific safety procedures. So acting on them is very important. So this is remember, support, act. Here's a quick word cloud for all of you. What 2 safety lessons do you take away from safety quest? So 2 things, say like words is what you can mention, separate them by a comma. You can put it on the chat for me as well. So 20 seconds is what you have. Whatever that you have learned, it can be a question that has come to your mind, or a specific procedure that we were speaking about right now. So all of these, right? You can put it either on the chat or put it on the word cloud as well. Anything works. right? Thank you so much for that. Moving on to the next one. So first thing is that thank you so much everyone for joining in, but to officially give a vote of thanks, I'd like to once again invite Mr. Sanjay on stage, please.
Thank you, Anaga. Thank you so much. But a big thank you to all of you who participate so wholeheartedly today. And I'm sure that some messages will stick with you. You did share some things in the word cloud, but I'm sure if you reflect back, you will recollect some of the things that have been shown or discussed today, and you will carry them forward. So thank you so much for the participation today. Today's event and the prizes, as you know, have been sponsored by Roshni Philanthropes. And I can't thank them enough because they responded so quickly in when we asked them for help, and they supported us wholeheartedly. And some other donors who also came forward, Mr. Shyam Koku, Dr. Puneet, Mr. Rangarama Rao, and they had really contributed very timely with their contributions. And of course, the team at Walnut Knowledge Solutions. You've seen Anaga carry this off so beautifully, but there are lots of people behind the scenes with Shilpa, Vaishnavi, Raghav, and others, Komal, who are providing the support in creating this engaging content, in managing the creatives and communication, and then staging this beautiful event. So thank you all once again, and back to Anaga to announce the winners of today's Safety Quest.
Thank you so much, sir. And yes, one quick thing for all of you. Let's take a quick poll to understand how much, how would you say that you enjoyed or did not being part of Safety Quest 2022, that is today. Did you absolutely loved it? Yes, I have some feedback, or you did not enjoy it. And one more thing, what did you feel about being a part of today's Safety Quest? Please do put it on chat for me. What did you like about it? Or, what are some things that, you felt was something that was good? Let's take a look at the podium right now. In the third position right now, we have Suryanshi. Let's have a big round of applause for Suryanshi. And in the second position, we have Vishnu Shri Guru Ganesh. And in the first position, we have Aditya Rajiv Ratnam. And in the fourth and the fifth position, we have Inia and Shubhan. Congratulations to all of you. I understand some of you did get logged out. You did let us know that you got logged out. We will get back to you if there is any change in that. For that, we will need to take time after the quiz and get back to you. Thank you so much, everyone. One more thing. So many of you are asking if this quiz or this Safety Quest will be held again. Yes, every year we will have Safety Quest for all of you, right? So keep an eye out on things that will happen on the QShala platform, QShala social media as well. Or if you're part of family quizzes, every Sunday we will definitely announce them, so you can definitely be part of Safety Quest as well. Thank you so much, everyone. We will get back to you very, very soon. Congratulations to all the winners, and congratulations to all of you participants as well. Great job. Have a great weekend. See you all. Bye bye. You'll all receive your certificates also very soon. Thank you so much.